Welcome back to the ZeroW Podcast, where we talk about lifting, coaching, and more. You can learn more about Zero by going to www.zero.com.au. That's Zero with a W. We are also proudly sponsored by Establishment Coffee. Head to establishmentcoffee.com.au. Use the code 025 for 25% off and free shipping. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what all the cool kids say. And if you're on Spotify, hit that 5-star review. We love it. Enjoy the show now. Okay, we are back. It's been a couple of weeks. Sorry about that. That's mostly my fault. It's not mostly my fault, actually.
Yeah, I know. We could still run it, but we don't want to.
It's kind of my fault. The first week was building Sunshine Coast. The second week, last week, was APL Nationals, which we started the bump in on the Wednesday, so we couldn't do the Wednesday, which is when we normally record. But we're back. That's the main thing. How is everyone?
Great.
Good today.
Good.
Rusty?
Everyone except Bridget, who's been replaced by CJ because she's sick.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not good, but we are. So
I'm surprised no one else is sick, though. Normally, everyone gets sick after Nationals or during Nationals.
What is she sick from? Did she have the flu?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been bumping around. I definitely felt like I was fighting it off for a couple of the days there, but held on. And Daniel said the same. He said he's been feeling pretty run down, which I wasn't really expecting. I thought I felt the best at one of those big comps that I ever have, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, what are we grateful for? CJ, why don't you kick us off?
What am I grateful for?
Or if you've got a quote, you can start with your quote.
Okay, I've got a quote. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. So I guess just saying, like, when you see fear, it's like this huge, vast water, but when you step in it, it's only just an inch deep and you can just keep going through it.
Nice.
Where did that come from? I've never heard that.
Philippians.
No.
Filipinos.
It's actually Layla Hormozy.
Oh,
Yes.
it's very on brand.
Nice. I like that.
Tom Brady, you got a quote?
Yeah, I do, but I put it down. Hang on. Something about education.
My quote is, everything heals and grows when it is loved well.
Nice, Meg Dog.
Yes.
Very good. Mine is, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. You got to stay open-minded.
Yep.
Be ready to accept that which you don't know.
I like that.
All right, mine is job's not finished.
Ooh.
Job's not done.
Well, it needs to be because that adductor machine's been sitting there for a week.
In pieces.
So let's talk about getting the job done, James.
But you guys know who said that?
A
Yes,
basketball
sir.
player.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant.
Nice.
So it's cool. And it reminded me because Gardner said it in the weekend. I was like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool.
All right.
All right. What are we grateful for, James?
I'm grateful for the powerlifting community.
Yes. Because?
Just the weekend, right from the very start, just little things like, I don't want to say too many names because I don't want to miss anyone, but, you know, people like Jacob Funstein, who was there the entire time, people like Andrew Elm, who competed, Hayden Hopkinson competed and helped out.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't want to say too many names because I'll miss a lot of people because there were so many people that helped out and were in the trenches all weekend just to make the weekend what it was.
Yes.
So very grateful for the powerlifting community. Even people like Liam Belcher, like I saw him after he already finished lifting. He went out the back and started emptying barbells and cleaning up the warm-up room.
Yeah, see, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love all that. That's great.
Liam and Kale, I saw Kale go out the back and start doing it too, and I'm like, fuck, that's cool.
Yep. Yep. None of that stuff goes unnoticed, so thank you to everyone who put in and helped out. That was amazing. Yeah.
So that's my grateful.
Meg, what you got?
You took mine, James.
Now you can elaborate.
I think we all kind of had the same one, to be honest.
But like particularly spotters and loaders, because it's so physical, and like Jacob comes to mind because he was there like non-stop. It would have been exhausting, and then anyone who would have competed and then come in the next day, like Kiva even did that, and he came in on a day when he had work on a Saturday and came after work.
Yeah.
Hayden the day after he competed, so and competed on a different day so he could help. You know, because he should have been on the Sunday, right?
That was a scheduling thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Jacob Funstein, he was, while we were doing the bump in, so while we were packing up Southside,
Yeah.
He was training while he was doing that.
Yes.
And in between deadlift sets. And it was hard deadlifts. He'd
Yep.
start loading the truck.
Wow.
So his rest period was lifting more heavy stuff.
Not only that, he so Jacob has a meal prep company, and he sacrificed working for helping us out.
Wow.
What a guy.
Which, when it's your own business, I mean, that's just sacrificing pure income for the sake of helping out. So we'll make sure we look after him.
Yeah,
Excellent.
all the spotters and loaders.
CJ, what you got? What you grateful for?
Yeah, so I think I said this the last time I was on. I love the weather right now.
Yeah.
It is the best. It's like the coldest winter we've had in, I would say, maybe 3 years. Well, since I started at Zero. I remember we had one really, really cold winter. And, yeah, it's just, I really like, I mean, it's a Gold Coast winter, so it's really just the best weather. And, yeah, it's just, the days are just great. I really love it. Haven't broken a sweat.
I love this for training as well.
Yes.
Like train so much better when it's this kind of climate.
And I haven't slept this good in a long time.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm grateful for APL as a whole. Like I think I said the other week, I haven't been excited about a powerlifting federation for a long time, and it just keeps getting better. And it's a team effort. It's all the people that are helping out, like you guys mentioned. It's the community itself, the members, the input from the meet directors and the members. It's, of course, the leadership. It's what Daniel's doing, the amount of effort and love that he's putting into it, and how hard he works. I always find it, like I've experienced this a lot with Zero over the years. And in all aspects of life, I guess, you know, people never realize how much energy and effort you put into them and how much you do for them. And sometimes when they don't realize that, and then they make comments about, you know, negative comments, or you put all this effort into someone and then they seemingly come across as ungrateful, you want to get upset, and then you realize, well, I wasn't doing it for my self-gratification in the first place. I'm doing it out of selflessness. And it's sometimes hard to watch other people go through that. And I know Daniel's poured his heart and soul into growing APL for the last couple of years. And this competition, I think, was the most positive I've ever seen. The feedback, the most positive outcome that we've had. Still, there's still opportunities to get better. We still make mistakes. We're all human. But I feel like the trajectory that we've been on in terms of growth and improvement is extremely healthy. I just think APL's doing a really good job, and that's not to discount the work from other people and other federations or anything like that. I'm just really proud of what APL is doing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a step in the right direction for powerlifting as a whole in Australia.
Yeah. It makes me so excited and proud to put Zero behind these kind of events, because it's a risk. Like, Zero sponsors the event. We don't run the event, we sponsor it. So we put all the equipment out there. You see a lot of Zero people there because we're providing staff to help run the comp, all of that stuff. And I mean, like, it's a risk. You're taking tens of thousands of dollars of equipment in transport to another venue and letting people just thrash it for the weekend. There's a risk, but I'll keep doing it because I think it's what powerlifting needs.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Nice.
Meg Dog.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for? Wait, no.
She
What am I
already did
doing?
it.
I've
Yeah,
done
my
mine.
bad.
It's been a while.
Yeah, Space Cadet Henry.
A little bit rusty.
Space Cadet Henny.
All right, so the purpose of today was really to recap APL Nationals. So it might go for a while, it might not. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we start?
Well, the venue, it's the same as it has been the last two major competitions. We had the Zero Pro there, and we had the last year's Nationals there.
Yes.
But I think this year the setup was much better. And
sure.
that's some feedback that everyone got, that all the lifters gave straight away. It was like the warm-up room was, there was more room in the warm-up room. Like,
Yes.
people weren't crowding around, and just removing the deadlift platforms that were there made all the difference.
Yep. So two parts to that. The first year's Nationals, like you said just then, we had not only individual deadlift platforms, we had individual platforms for the combos. Whereas for the pro, we made one giant platform, like a 3x9 platform that the 3 combos sat on, and then we deadlifted on as well. The difference between this competition and the pro is that we laid rubber around the platform as well. And that made it feel like a sort of, almost like it was a gym floor. Like, it felt like you could use the whole floor. Whereas before it was just a raised platform and it kind of felt like you could only do stuff on the platform, so it made it feel quite small. After the first day as well, we moved the platform forward by about 1 meter, which made the warm-up room even bigger again. And the other big change was last year we ran 3 days of 90 lifters per day, whereas this year we ran 4 days of around 75 lifters per day. So still 3 flights, but smaller flight numbers. So you think the assumption is, let's say if you have a flight of 15, you got 15 people, then you got 15 like coaches, then you've normally got like a bonus 15-ish just general goobers, people that are just hanging around, videographers, photographers, just the people that inevitably slip back there, other lifters. If you reduce that by just 3 people, so take away 3 lifters, you also then take away like another 9 people from the warm-up room, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you remove 10 to 12 people from the warm-up room, it feels a lot bigger. So it's all a combination of a lot of little things made it feel way more roomy back there. Because last year was a nightmare. The warm-up room was hectic.
Well, it's like our gym. If you add another 10 people in there, it just seems chaotic.
Yeah, it feels like 100.
And obviously that warm-up room is far smaller than our gym.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think was the best it's ever been, because every time I see it, I'm like, I feel shit because I haven't had any contribution to it, but I'm always just critiquing it, is the live stream.
Yep.
Like the live stream was
Definitely.
fucking awesome this year.
Yeah, so
with the score, the commentary, like it felt like a professional sport.
yeah, a couple of changes there. The main one being the internet. So the internet at that venue is shocking, and it was something that we complained about after Nationals, and they assured us they did something about it, but they really didn't. And so the Zero Pro internet was also terrible, which actually impacts running the comp too, because like the software that we use for the competition relies on good internet. And then Chromecasting it onto the screens relies on good internet. Like it relied on internet a lot. And so there was an actual improvement, and we had a fail-safe. We had a portable modem as well. So that helped a lot. And then, just putting that extra effort in, Daniel upgraded the equipment we used for the live stream. So we got that computer. We just laid it out a little bit different as well, and used a secondary software to get the information on the screen. We used a different lighting software so we could have the lights pop up on the screen. I still think it's got a long way to go, but it's definitely the best live feed that we've done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if you, I think I heard you took some inspiration away before from what we were watching.
Yeah. You always got to be looking at things to see how you can do things better. And not just like other powerlifting comps, like we were watching IPF Worlds, but also like what are other sports doing? How do other sports do their streaming and their commentary, and what can we do to just continue to improve it?
Any other major takeaways, Meg? What about you?
I just want to know if we're going to do anything differently for the Zero Pro coming up this year.
I'd like to do similar, I guess IPF Worlds, I'm pretty sure they did it, but similar to like soccer teams and stuff like that, like a splash screen that comes up every now and again that says who's in the flight and a little bit of a profile and details and photo and stuff like that, so you know who you're looking at.
Yep.
I think that would be cool. Just another little value add thing. It's just time, effort, energy. Like how do we collaborate that information? Who puts it together? That's always the hard thing. It's just people power and hours that it comes down to. It's like Thursday. The live stream was a slow start on the Thursday because Thursday is, of course, the hardest day to get volunteers because everyone's working real jobs. So the quality of the stream and the competition in general just improved each day as we got closer to the weekend and just had more help. But just constantly looking at things we can do better, and any feedback is always taken on board. So if you have any ideas, just let us know. Well,
because this year, you said before it went, last year it went for 3 days with 90 lifters. This year it was 4 days with 75 lifters per day. And that was because of the feedback given, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the community decided that. Daniel put it out there to the community. Would you rather 3 big days and less masters and juniors, or extend it over 4 and have more masters and juniors? And everyone pretty much, it was like an overwhelming majority said yes.
I want to know how like IPF Worlds goes for like 8 days.
Just lots of people, lots more people, lots of sessions. I can't speak to it because I am unfamiliar with that part of the rule book, but I dare say it's similar to the Olympics. There's just a lot more countries that can submit teams.
I just think I'm just looking at it from a cost perspective. It would cost a fortune.
Yeah, but it'd make a fortune just by virtue of the fact that there's so many lifters.
Yeah, true.
Like, look at the venue they're running it in. It's just like a school hall or something.
Yeah.
It's not like it's an impressive venue. It's just, it looks like a school.
It looks like a uni lecture room.
No, it's like a basketball court that they're on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in some sort of hall, like a community hall or a school hall. It's some sort of sporting venue because it's polished wooden floors, and then they've just got bleachers set up at the back. So it's not exactly an exciting venue. So I doubt they spent much money on that, if any. And then logistically, it's the equipment, the setup is probably a lot less expensive than the actual income that's coming in from all the countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'd say it's a bit of a money-making machine, to be honest,
which
is fine. I mean, that's how you're going to continue to run bigger, better comps. But yeah, the IPF is the biggest fit in the world, so they've just got a lot more countries, and countries are putting in teams. And from what I understand, I don't know, you might know this better, there's like A flight, B flight, like the flights based on qualifying totals. So there's a lot of flights that are just like unimpressive in terms of the standard of that weight class across the world.
They have like I don't know if it's only called this in America, but it's like the prime time flights.
Yeah.
Which is where they have all like the people that people want to watch.
Yeah, the big lifters.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people doing, similar to the Olympics, there's a lot of people that do the Olympics that aren't actually, top of the game. It's like when, remember in swimming, they kept getting false starts, and then that guy that swam really slow, there were only 3 in the heat or in the flight or whatever. You guys, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, there was a swimmer from like an obscure country like Ghana or something, and there were only 3 swimmers in his heat or in the final, and both the other swimmers did 2 false starts each, which means they get eliminated. So it was just him.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like kind of like a Stephen Bradbury thing.
Yeah.
Like he just won, but he was extremely slow. Like I'm pretty sure he didn't have a swimming pool to practice in the country that he won. Keep talking. I want to look this up.
Okay.
Oh, he trained in like a normal pool, like a normal house pool.
Yeah.
That's how he trained.
Oh my
He
gosh.
never trained in an Olympic pool.
Well, there was also that sprinter as well that was she? I don't know. I don't want to say some a small African nation, and there was a runner that ran in the 100 meters, and she ended up getting like 17 seconds or something.
What?
Yeah, and so she wasn't actually a sprinter, but she was on the team.
She qualified.
Yeah, I need to find this out. I need to dig a little bit deeper to get a little bit more information.
All right. This guy's name is Eric the Eel.
Yes. I remember this.
He won brief international fame at the 2000 Olympics, so the Sydney Olympics. He'd never seen an Olympic-sized pool before in his life, and he only learned to swim like 8 months before. So he swam his heat of the 100-meter freestyle in 1 minute 52.72. And aren't the best times like...
Is this 100-meter freestyle?
Yeah.
I think it's under a minute.
Surely.
Yeah,
like 30 seconds or something. Slowest time in Olympic history by far. And he had trouble finishing the race, but he won his heat after both competitors were disqualified due to false starts.
That's awesome.
That part I didn't know.
Okay, but he wasn't allowed to advance to the next round because he was too slow.
That was like I'm not trying to offend anyone here, but there was a Pro Raw a few years ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And there were memes going around, like the ice skating meme, and they had all the heads.
Yeah, no, but that was bullshit. So
that was bullshit?
Yeah, so that was actually my lifter.
What's his name?
His name was Ben. Oh, why am I having a mind blank on his last name? He's a Kiwi lifter. Like he totaled 900. He didn't win by default. One of the other competitors who was just the other competitor who was salty and dirty that he didn't win because he tore his bicep, kicked off about these memes because this guy was celebrating his victory. It's like,
that's sport.
That's
sport.
How it
goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like injury is not freakish in this case. It's like you were unprepared because you didn't look after your body.
Yeah.
Bad luck. And to be honest, the lifter, the guy that was, the under the scourge of these memes, was probably going to win anyway.
Yeah. fair enough.
There were two upsets. One guy had an injury, and I can't remember what happened to the other guy, whether he didn't make it to the comp or something like that. But this person who was perpetuating it was always upset every time he lost.
I love powerlifting because, every other sport, it's not as predictable. Where people think powerlifting is really predictable. Like, if you see a flight of lifters, lots of people go first, second, third.
Yeah,
straight
exactly.
off the bat. So it's cool when you see upsets happen in powerlifting.
Yeah. It's funny. The same person who was upset that time, one of my lifters beat him another time on body weight, and he was very upset about that. It's like that's the game. It's not any more of a, it's not that much more of a victory if you beat them by 2.5 kilos. That's strategy. It's how you play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to always, because you hear some people get upset. Oh, no, you got to beat them on total. Like, it's not real powerlifting. It's like,
That's why there's rules to say that you can.
100%. It's just like saying in the UFC, you have to win by knockout. Nah, you can win by,
That's right.
accumulating points each round. It doesn't have to be all in all.
A finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weak people are always going to be upset when they're proven weak. Wah, wah.
But did you guys have any highlights of the weekend?
The deadlift that Brendan's
Skernjerg
did.
Yeah,
The
Holy-
6-minute deadlift.
Holy crap. That was crazy.
he's a great guy as well.
I thought he was going to pass out about 6 times.
Yeah, me too.
He probably did.
I think I was commentating that, and I gave up. Like when you're like, come on, go, 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 go. And you're like, they're going to fail. So you just stop saying stuff. And then he kept going. And I'm like, oh, go, 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 go.
That's awesome.
That was cool.
What are my highlights of the weekend? I've got heaps of highlights. I had 9 athletes compete.
Nice.
But a highlight for me was, one of my highlights was Gardner Whiteside from Fiji. One of my lifters. He, because some of those Nauruan guys, or in the Pacific Islands, the Nauruans, they're at the top of powerlifting.
For sure.
And they act like it as well.
Yes.
Amongst the Pacific Islanders. So they didn't know that Gardner was that strong. And they were all talking about it. And, I was talking to some of the Fijian boys and like, oh yeah, everyone in the Pacific Islands are all messaging and talking about this and talking about how strong Gardner's gotten. And, he's going to take Bronco, he's going to get Bronco. And it was pretty cool to see because I think when I first started coaching Gardner, his total was 710.
Yep.
And he went 797. But it was a comfortable 797.
Yeah.
It was just kilo by kilo. And that was with some missed lifts.
Yep. Yeah, he missed his third squat on depth.
Yep.
Just.
But, if that wasn't nationals, I say to people, I'm like, if that wasn't nationals and I wasn't trying to just close the gap on Bronco, like we would have squatted 340. Like if that was the Christmas Cup, I would have loaded 340.
Yeah, and the bench took a 2.5 kilo jump on the third where he could have taken 7 if he wanted.
Yeah, and you
just
said that as well. You're like, oh, like that's pretty. I was like, yeah, but I don't want the chance of letting Bronco just slowly get ahead because we knew that if you guys aren't familiar with Bronco, you guys need to look him up. Bronco Derano. Yeah, Derano. I think that's how you pronounce it.
So your athlete was going against him?
Yes.
And this is, okay.
Yeah, so it was like kilo by kilo. And heading into deadlifts, Bronco was only 5 kilos ahead of us.
Okay.
So what Bronco does is he always takes a huge lead after squats because he opened on 350.
Yeah.
And this is in sleeves as well.
Yeah. And then he missed 360 twice.
Okay.
So then that set us up nicely. We're only behind him on squats by 30 kilos. That sounds wild to say. We're only behind him by 30 kilos. Bronco's also got a big bench. But did he go?
I think he missed his third, yeah.
Yeah, so he missed his third, and then Gardner hit a PB bench of 172. So then it closes the gap a little bit more.
I think he actually got his third.
Oh, did he?
197.5 or something.
Oh, sorry. So we closed the gap after our first deadlift
Yes.
because Gardner opens 30 kilos ahead of him.
Yes.
No, 50 kilos ahead of him.
Yep.
So it was only 10 kilos in it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really
Oh, so that's why you're playing, just keeping it close on the bench because you knew you had him in the deads.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I wanted to.
Right, okay.
Well, Bronco normally doesn't deadlift that well.
No, that's the most he's deadlifted in comp.
Yeah.
What
He's
did he
only ever-
deadlift?
265, and it was easy.
Oh, okay.
But he's only ever pulled 262.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's-
Ever?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he's competed a lot. So then we had to, load a Hail Mary for his third, but he has pulled 320 in training.
Yep.
So he attempted 320, unfortunately.
Lost it at the knees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a really cool, that was a fun battle to watch. I think a lot of people were looking forward to that battle.
Yeah.
Especially through the Pacific.
Yeah.
All those guys were, staying tuned.
You know where he messed up?
Mm.
He didn't eat enough KFC. That's all. He doesn't care about the comp. He's only here for the KFC.
Yeah. That's how he rehydrated me.
That's how he rehydrated.
God.
After weigh-ins.
He didn't get enough.
Who's
for
this?
sure.
Gardner.
Gardner. Okay.
They don't have KFC at all?
Nah, they used to.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so he's pumped about it, and he said after weigh-ins, I thought he was joking. He's like, "Hey, coach, I'm gonna go get KFC." I was like, he goes, "That's okay, eh?" I'm like,
Yeah, bro.
and he's like, "It's less high sodium." I was like, "Well, you're not wrong."
I can't imagine lifting after KFC.
yeah.
When we went to KFC after whatever comp it was, Christmas Cup or whatever,
Mm.
I felt terrible the next day.
Oh wait, were we setting up for something? Was it after a comp?
Yeah, it was like with Khan and everything.
Yeah.
What was that? Why
I'm sure it was
Remember
Christmas
that? And
Cup.
we went to
Yeah. Well, was it Christmas Cup?
It was either that or States.
I don't know. I love KFC. Yeah. It might be
Yeah.
top 3 foods for
But
me.
do you remember we were talking about, like, you were like, oh, me and Bridget might get this. And then Thomas was like, can we interest you in KFC? And you're like, yeah, all right. What was that?
No, that was that.
That was
no,
that.
you guys were gonna go noodle,
Yeah.
and then I said, and I had my heart set on KFC.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, bro, I'm getting. You asked me, you're like, you came for noodle. I was like, nah, bro. You're like, oh. I was like, I'm getting KFC, and then your face lit up, and then you asked Meg, and then
KFC so good.
poor Becca, the plans changed.
I know, poor Becca.
And then I asked his wife after. I was like, oh, you came for KFC, and she's had enough of it already. She's disgusted. She's like, I can't look at KFC anymore.
He's doing it for every meal.
Yeah, it's all those boys have wanted.
It's really common for Pacific Islanders like that to take it back.
Yeah.
Just buy heaps of it and just take it on the plane.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because like several, I'm pretty sure all of the Pacific Islands don't have KFC.
Mm.
So a lot of people who have then emigrated into New Zealand and Australia, it's like the highlight. Take it back for the fams.
I love that.
Bridget was asking me last night. She's like, "Why does everybody from New Zealand love KFC? Because it doesn't have the same kind of like Australians aren't the same about KFC as we are in New Zealand."
No, I'm not.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon a big part of it's to do with that. Like lots of Islanders coming over, and I mean, what's not to love about KFC?
I know. Fried
Legit.
chicken. Come
The
on.
goat. The goat.
Anyway, what else? What are some other highlights you can think of?
My highlights are usually the same, regardless of the comp. Watching Masters divisions, love that. And also, just when I see people channel a whole different personality, like you'll see someone barking at the bar, like about to
Asher
deadlift.
and that crew.
Yeah, or like
We were going nuts.
just like getting so into it. But then when you talk to them on a normal training day at a zero, they're so kind and gentle, and it's just like a different persona. And I love watching them tap into it. Like I don't have that confidence. It really inspires me because they don't hear anything in the room. They're just like looking at the weight in front of them. It's so cool. And it makes me emotional because like so many people, like different people from different walks of life can like turn it on and get so, yeah.
I remember when someone,
I love it.
when they were hyping up their lifter and they were like calling him like a dog and whatever they're saying. And then he came out and he swore at the barbell and he goes, "Fuck you." And you went, "Me?"
Me?
Nick was like, "Huh?"
Oh dear.
I remember that. He was swearing a lot, that guy.
But it was so funny. It's like, "No, not you, the barbell."
Did he actually say that? Like, no, not you?
No.
Okay.
He didn't even notice me. He was just staring at the
Yeah, he
barbell.
was just in. Yeah,
he was in
yeah.
the zone. But I saw it. Bridget saw it as well. It was funny as.
Me?
Yeah, don't swear on the platform. What else is there?
Swear. If we've got music playing that has swear, like I don't get up people for that anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway.
Is that not in the rule book though?
It's never been in the rule book.
Oh, it's never been in the rule
No,
book.
it's never been an actual.
Oh.
rule. Yeah.
I think it's worse practice if like you miss a lift and you're like, and you like chuck your equipment on the floor. Like in
like
people's
that little boy did.
Yeah, and
Little boy.
the junior.
Yeah, there was a teen lifter that bombed on squats,
And he threw his belt.
He got quite angry.
Oh yeah, he was. I gave him a wee pep talk out the back actually, because he was hysterical.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was like, I saw it happen, and I don't really like that kind of attitude, but I get it. He's a kid. He's young. He's brand new to the sport. And I was actually stoked that he stuck around and did his bench and deadlifts.
He wasn't going to. I went and spoke to him. I was speaking to him for ages at the back because
That's awesome.
he was hysterical.
What did you say?
Oh.
I just said, brother, like the same thing I say to everyone that fucks up a comp. Is this the last time you're competing? No. Well, go out there and make the most of it.
Yeah.
You got here.
Yeah,
And then
this is your opportunity to practice and still perform through a bad situation.
Yeah. And then he loved it. He was stoked. He even said thanks to me after.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Yeah, I felt for him after he bombed. And, I don't know. I was just stoked to see him come back and actually finish the comp. It's easy to just walk away, have a tantrum, walk away, and just leave it.
Because it's heartbreaking. Like these guys prep all year or whatever for it. You know, it's the big weekend.
Yeah.
Lots of them travel. Lots of, they spend a lot of time and money getting to these events. You know, it's their main thing. So it is heartbreaking when it doesn't come together for them.
Yep.
Like Angus went 1 for 3 on squats.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad. It's like he invests a lot of time and money into the sport.
Oh, they found his key this morning.
Did they?
Yeah, I got to message him. He lost. You know how the building has those like retractable seats.
Yes.
He lost his key down the side of the side of the thing, and Tori had to drive all the way from Armidale to pick him up
No.
to deliver his spare key. Like how far's Armidale? 4 hours?
Longer than that.
8 hours? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
she
my
had to
God.
drive
What?
all the way to get his spare key, then go all the way back home.
Oh my god.
Felt for them.
Any other? Do you know who really? I didn't realize she was this strong. Ebony Von.
Yeah. Ebony Shand.
Oh, what's her name? Oh, her Instagram name's.
Yeah, Ebenezer Von Clutch or something.
Yeah. So Ebony Shand. I did not realize. I've never seen her lift before.
She's a freak
She's
Yeah.
so strong.
and
Wow.
so jacked.
Yeah, dude. She opened at under. What was she? Under 60 kilos?
Yeah, 107.5 kilo bench opener.
Yeah.
And their team won.
So easy as well.
Yeah, unreal lifter. She won overall. In the Raps division.
Crazy. Well, she had the highest dots of the weekend out of anybody.
Yeah, 502, I think. Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep, she won overall Raps. Jacob Tapp won overall junior. That was a good highlight, especially considering the day he had. He squatted high, unfortunately, on his second and third attempts, so he was building towards a 700 kilo total, and he had the numbers, the strength there to do it, but he just couldn't sink those squats in and got done on depth. But he's still same thing. I'm really proud of him for keeping it together because he knew straight away after missing his third squat, there's no way he was getting 700. Like it was going to be near impossible because he would have had to pull like 290, which was just out of his reach. So he knew it was game over for that, and it would have been easy to just like not put in any effort from there, but he still chipped away, built up a big total, still walked away with a PB total, still won overall junior. Like he did a great job of coming back and finishing that off.
How far off was his opener squat from his best squat?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
He's such a nice lifter to watch.
20 kilos, something like that. Yeah.
It's just unfortunately for him, like when you see lots of lifters that squat with a really upright torso, it's so much easier to see depth.
Yeah, and he just can't get away from high bar.
Yeah.
It just hasn't really adopted to the low bar life. We've tried a couple of times over the years, and it's just not for him. Unfortunately, well, not even unfortunately. Like he squats great. He just you have to really push. The thing with high bar is that your knees travel forward a lot, and so what happens, and this can confuse a lot of people because there's a lot of like well-meaning people that will watch depth and be like, yeah, that was good, but don't actually know what they're looking for. And the hard thing with people who get that crazy forward knee travel is that when their hips hit the lowest point, their knees will keep going forward, and so the bar keeps moving and they keep moving, and so it looks like they're going that extra bit to get depth, when in reality they're staying at the same depth, they're just moving forward. And that's what happens to him big time. So he just got stung on those last two.
Yeah. Well, in saying that though, the refereeing was really good this year.
I was going to say for me the probably one of my favorite highlights was the consistency and quality of the refereeing. And I say that coming as the person who's the technical director of APL, the technical chair. Like I'm in charge of the rules and I'm in charge of training refs. And one of my big missions in the last 12 months has been trying to impart consistent standards around stuff that relies on humans and is full of human error, like judging depth. Because it really irks me when I'm watching people referee and high squats pass or squats that are good get red lighted. And I feel like, again, we're not perfect by any means, but we're inching closer towards being very, very, very top tier.
Well, officiating is something that gets critiqued in every single sport.
Of course.
And no matter the level of the sport, it's always going to be like a big thing that people are going to, throw their arms up in the air about.
Of course. And I'll admit, there were plenty of calls that I watched that I'm like, okay, I need to work harder in my position in APL to train this aspect harder. I think one thing where all federations, and I've been racking my brains on this for a while, and I still need to come up with the best way to word it, but I think all federations referee deadlift lockout quite poorly, especially like shoulders, because there's no definition as to what a locked out shoulder actually looks like. When you say lock your knees out, it's pretty obvious. You know what a straight leg looks like. But where in relation to your body does your shoulder need to be, like forward or back, to be considered locked out? And so, yeah, I mean, it's an ambiguous rule. And the hard thing is that when you red light someone for it, you just like pull your shoulders back further. But if you're trying to teach a ref how to watch it and therefore teach a lifter where the benchmark is, there's no wording around it. So people are just guessing. So it's one thing I've been racking my brains on. How do we word this in the rule book better so that there's a clearly defined benchmark for people to put their shoulders when they lock out on deadlifts?
Well, I guess that's why you have 3 referees as well. So, you are going to have varying opinions
sure.
around these rules and the technicalities. So, it's always it's a majority. It's always majority rules.
Yeah, for
majority
sure.
wins. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I was a really, really big fan of the refereeing that we had put together there, and especially like Meg, Dana, they sat in the chair the most. They were there every day, most of the day refereeing, which is a hard job. You're stuck in one chair. You're watching a million lifts. It's easy to get super complacent. So to see how many things that could have easily been missed were not missed. The spotters and loaders, I don't think we caught one misload. I think they were pretty much on point the entire time, which is crazy for how many attempts you think there were. 300 lifters.
2,700.
With 9 attempts each, exactly. That's a lot of attempts. That's a lot of loading of the bar.
Yeah, wow.
To not mess up is crazy. Really, really, really good. So, yeah, just the quality of the actual competition was unreal.
Yeah, to me it felt like this is obviously early on it was all growing. It was like the growing phase. So early on 2022, it still didn't seem like me.
We were learning.
Yeah. So it didn't seem like a national level event.
Yeah.
But this one now, I've been playing it in the gym for people because I'm like, this one I'm so proud of. I'm like, fuck, this is APL nationals. Look at that live stream. Look at the cameras.
Yeah.
Look what's on the screen. It's just getting better.
Yeah. Even something as simple as blocking off the curtains in the back room with banners, just that extra layer of branding added an extra layer of professionalism, which just looked unreal. It's just constantly trying to look at the big things that make a comp perfect, but also focus on the little things that just show constant improvement. But yeah, and I'm so, I mean, we all are so grateful for all the help from everyone that pitched in and lent a hand. It was super cool to see.
You got anything else to add, Meg?
I was just going to follow on from what Thomas said about, doing the long days or reffing and stuff. And it actually comes quite easy because being involved is so fun. I think that's why people put their hand up to help out however they can, because it's just fun to be a part of. Yeah, I
try tripping when I can, but I think I only had there might have been 3 or 4 flights that I didn't have lifters in.
Yeah.
So I feel sometimes I'm like, fuck, I wish I could do more. And then I feel like emceeing's easy. So I'm like, I got the easy job when I am doing something.
Yeah, but then we see in the ref's chair and we're trying to find a job for you ASAP to get you out of the ref's chair. No. I feel like it was the most relaxed comp as well. No one was on edge. There was very stress-free. I'm trying to think of which comp it was. But there was one comp where things were going wrong. We were setting up, things were going wrong. And everyone was just kind of barking at each other, and everyone was just real grumpy all morning. It was either the first Nationals or Worlds, one of them.
Which one was first?
Nationals.
Yeah, it was Nationals.
Yeah. I think none of the tech stuff was working. everyone was like rocking up late.
Well,
there wasn't enough help, and everyone was just real grumpy.
Was that at Surfers Paradise?
Yeah.
I just remember for about 3 hours packing up. It was just me, Khan, and Matt Smart. And I was like, oh my God. And you're just also grumpy because you're walking up and down those fucking stairs.
Yeah.
The elevator took about 20 minutes every single time.
Yeah.
I think I competed in that one too. So I was tired reffing.
Yep.
Like I didn't want to ref because of competing.
No, everyone was pissed off that comp.
Yeah, it was this one. Everyone was super relaxed.
Is there anything you didn't do at the comp? I did everything. I did commentated.
Yeah.
I commentated with you and Hayden. I commentated with a few people. I MC'd.
Yeah.
I refereed. I spot and loaded for literally 4 people. But I think I ticked all the boxes.
You do the take test, both computers?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Coached, packed up, packed down.
Yeah.
I think I did as well.
Yeah.
But I spotted, I jumped in as the 5th spotter on a big squat
Oh yeah, when I say
a couple of times.
when I say spot and loaded, it was like Daniel need to go toilet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, I think I did everything as well.
Is it going to be the same amount of lifters for Zero Pro, like 75?
Oh, you know what? I didn't weigh anyone in.
Oh, okay.
To answer your question, Meg, yes. So 150 across the 2 days is the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any changes that we're going to make for the Zero Pro? More cameras?
Yeah, I want to chuck in at least one more camera, maybe 2.
Do you know what camera I want to see? Like the crowd.
Yeah, I was saying, was it saying to you, CJ, yesterday? I was saying it to CJ yesterday. The only thing with the crowd camera is that you have to make sure that someone moves it every now and again, because every time you switch to it, it's going to be on the same 3 people.
Yeah.
You know, unless you've got like a wide crowd shot.
Yeah. I even want to think of, you know how we did it? It was impromptu, but I want to do more halftime entertainment stuff.
That was
proper stuff.
That was fun.
Yeah, you guys jumping, mainly you jumping on the mic and doing some quizzes and giving away some stuff. That was cool.
The Macarena, that was funny. Like everyone was getting up and dancing.
Shawnee twerking up the back.
Yeah.
Yo.
But even little things.
Did you see that on anyone's story?
It was good. But even little things you have to be selective with who you do it with. Like at the footy, they do the kiss cam.
Yeah.
It goes on to couples on the camera and you got to kiss. It's just funny and it's awkward and it's fun for everyone. So more things like that, like halftime entertainment, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah, when we went and watched the basketball in America, the halftime, or was it every quarter? Oh my gosh, the entertainment was next level.
Yeah.
Well, the basketball was the guy with the chihuahua.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see him?
Yeah.
It's like from America's Got
Yeah.
Talent or something. He was doing backflips and then balancing the chihuahua on his head and stuff like that.
Well, because they got in America the basketball. You got quarter time entertainment, halftime entertainment, whatever. But they also have TV timeouts.
Yeah,
Have I told you that?
No.
So they have they have paid commercial breaks.
Yeah.
So it won't be quarter time; it'll just be a TV timeout. So.
Oh, so that's when they're doing what looks to us to be a timeout, but it's actually just a break for TV.
Yeah.
I wondered why there were so many timeouts happening.
Yeah. It's really weird when you tell someone a basketball game only goes for 48 minutes and why am I here for 3 hours?
Yeah.
So there's lots of stoppages.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Now, the guy that does all the tech for us, so he's hired. The venue provides staff. You pay for staff as part of the venue because you have to. So the guy that controls all the lighting and everything like that, who's sitting up in the booth, he's like a contractor to the venue for these kind of events, and he just loves us.
Yeah.
He's like, the events that you put on are my favorite of anywhere I've ever been.
That's
and he wants to. Did you see him up in the booth?
Yeah, bro.
Going, he gets so into it. It's
so
mad.
Good.
Yeah, he absolutely.
I love that.
He absolutely loves it.
And it's probably his only exposure to powerlifting.
for sure.
well, because powerlifting's
that's awesome.
Powerlifting's a really niche sport.
Yeah, when it's never at venues like that.
So it's fascinating. They'll be like, "What the fuck is this? What are these meatheads doing?"
He's used to watching improv performances or interpretive dance, so it's something different.
School of Steadfast.
And why are they so tired after 3 lifts?
Yeah. But he's super keen to help us out with I can't remember the term he used, but I think it's floor lighting. So similar to the dancing lights we had on the roof, he can set ones up pointing at specific things and just get the lighting a little bit more exciting. Maybe we get another smoke machine. I don't know.
Well, that's the biggest thing. With floor lighting, smoke machine will really stand out. Like you make
Not that
circles.
smoke machine. That smoke machine, it's like a fucking, it's like someone's just standing there with a pack of ciggies going,
I'm
Okay.
good with the vape.
I think Steve Bradshaw was like, I'll go get my vape. It'll make more smoke than this.
when I said that, everyone lost it. I was like, looks like someone with a pack of Marlboro Reds just having a puff.
I don't know if this is just something that I have to come to terms with, but is there a way to have less chalk in the air?
Oh, I wish there was.
No.
Like liquid chalk or like something in the middle, like a hybrid chalk or something? No?
Liquid chalk is the hybrid. It's a combination of
If you're on
liquid
the
and
right
chalk.
hand, if you're on the right hand side reffing, you're not breathing. You're like collecting chalk in your lungs.
This is what I reckon. This is what we do for next comp. Instead of a chalk bowl, we just have a bin with super glue in it. Just dip your hands in there. Done.
Like what the strongmen use on their
Yeah.
phones for the stones.
And instead of baby powder, we'll use fucking vegetable oil.
Vegetable.
So they just go at the back. There's a wee hose. Fucking
I can't remember who it was. One of the, because Daniel put that tent out there, the tanning tent for the baby powder.
Yeah.
The baby powder is just a nightmare, and there's no way around it. But one of the guys from New Zealand was like, I overheard them talking about how good the comp was, and he's like, "Bro, they've even got a sponge for the baby powder. They thought of everything." And
They've thought of everything.
Yeah, it's so good because at that first comp we ran in Surfers Paradise, I kept making fun of Daniel for getting these sponges. He's like, we'll just use a sponge for the baby powder so it doesn't go everywhere. And I'm like, bro, no one's going to use the sponge. And this guy was like so stoked about the sponge. And I still haven't told Daniel yet. I'm waiting for the perfect moment because it'll like make his life complete.
Well, do you know what I do? I'll be like, all my lifters always going to come outside. We'll go baby powder. I'm like, do you have baby powder? I go, nah, I always just use the sponge. And in the tent, there's baby powder fucking everywhere.
Like 3 meters thick of it on the floor.
Yeah, so I just scoop it up, put it on the sponge, and then I do my lifters' legs.
I've never in my powerlifting career bought baby powder, and I've used it at every comp. I'm a cockroach. Just like I've very rarely ever loaded my own bar. I've just like cockroached onto other people's weights.
I think that's what you should do at comps, though. Like, because some people got upset with people jumping between bars.
Yeah, who cares?
I know.
Do you know the Dave Napper method? You know how he runs his comps?
Yeah, he's got them loaded already, eh?
Yeah, so you get assigned to a rack based on your numbers. So you're working in with people that are doing the same numbers. Like but he's got like 8 or 10 racks. So sometimes almost everyone gets their own rack.
He runs a really tight ship, eh?
Yes.
He's got about 7,000 volunteers at every comp as well.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, overall the comp was a success. I'll just shout out my other two lifters who I had. I had Andrew Ullman and Kelly Batterham competing, and they both had great days for the most part. Kelly went 9 for 9 and crushed it. And Andrew's just chipping away, getting a little bit better every time. And like you said, like so good. He did that, and then he showed up and he spotted and loaded the rest of the time. He's just a weapon.
Bearded Superman. Yeah, so on top of Gardner, I had day one.
You don't have to name them all. You had tons.
Yeah, fuck. They all did fucking awesome. Yeah, really good. Really proud of all my team. Some of them had some pretty shitty preps. Christine got really sick. She's got some like autoimmune stuff, and she we had a video call the other week, and I actually made her cry because she was like, "Oh, I'm just going to go up to the 75s. It's easy." I'm like, "No, that's a fucking cop out." And she got really upset about it, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm so sorry." And then now she's so happy. She stayed in her weight. She made weight. She was sick as fuck, and still podiumed.
Yep.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Reem, Josh Honke, Vinny, Angus, Alessandra, Mark Carino, he killed it.
Yep.
He's chasing the same guy, which is cool.
Yes.
I think that's it.
Jacob
Tapp by proxy.
Co-coaching.
And yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Really proud of everyone. Morgan Church.
Morgan Augustus.
Yeah, and 3 years. He's still got 3 years in the junior. He's going to be the best junior in Australia in 3 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Weapon. All right. What do we got?
Oh, yeah.
Apologies if we missed anyone or anything, but there's a lot to remember, and we're all still pretty cooked from Nationals.
So, Gus Collier.
The man.
Friend of the show.
Avid podcast listener.
Yeah, he asked if he could put some requests in. He missed the this or that. So we need to bring them back. Front squat versus pause squat.
Front squat.
Why?
Just more fun.
Yeah.
Pause squat by a million miles.
Pause squat.
Ooh.
Nah.
Front squat, when you see a really aesthetically pleasing front squat, you're like, damn, that's nice.
I don't know. I don't waste my time with that nonsense content.
Nonsense content.
Zercher squat or pistol squat?
Pistol squat.
Pistol to my head.
Yeah, if I could get into a pistol squat.
Never done a Zercher squat in my life.
I'm going pistol squat for sure.
I'm going Zercher.
What?
Not because of the fucking nerds that do it in strength sports, but for some reason, why do like all UFC fighters and athletes do a Zercher squat?
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Was it you showing me that guy that did the Zercher from the ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go Zercher. Plank or rollouts? I'm guessing he means like with the ab rollouts.
Rollout for sure.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
they're impressive when you see someone do a good rollout.
Both are good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not quite how this works, mate.
Okay, I pick rollout.
Nice.
Yep.
This or that, not this and that.
I'm going to go both. RDL or a dead row? What's a dead row? Pinned leg row.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
that's two very different things.
Dead row.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
RDL though.
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, RDL.
No, I like a pin lay row. If he's referring to a pin lay row, I'm going to go pin lay row.
Okay.
Only because of like old school Olympic weightlifting training videos and the training halls.
What's a Pendlay row?
It's like a row, but the bar's on the floor and you just like roll.
Oh,
bend
okay.
over
Like
a
it
row where you
stops
rested on
dead.
the floor.
Yeah.
I just remember used to watching like Clarence Kennedy do
Those
these,
are
like
cool.
180 kilos. I'm like,
Yeah.
that is cool and sloppy as hell, but I like it. I think he means. So this one, what do you like the feeling of better? A bicep curl to failure or a tricep extension to failure?
Triceps all day.
Yeah,
All day. Yeah.
you gotta
I hate training biceps.
Me too. It's the
Nah.
worst.
See, when I see you doing bicep curls like that on the cables, I'm like, fuck, that's like. Do you not look at your bicep and like, fuck yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
But you prefer a tricep?
Way more.
Really?
Yeah.
Biceps
And I
is
prefer the look of my triceps as well.
Biceps is the least fun muscle to train.
Yeah, right.
Hamstrings.
No, hamstrings is fun.
Well, hamstrings are biceps, so both of them suck.
Nordic curls versus Copenhagen drills.
Copenhagen.
I like seeing athletes do Nordic curls.
What's a Nordic curl?
You know, when you see, what's the name of the Wallabies player that can do them? Freaky.
You know that inverse curl thing that we've got? Like how you hold onto the pad and you...
Yes.
The coat hanger where people hang their belts on. And Nah, just me. Not funny.
Not
Coat
really.
hanger?
Why would you take your belt over there? There's nothing to use your belt for on that side of the gym.
Oh, okay.
I'm just meaning no one uses it.
Yeah, I get you.
Nordic curl.
Yeah, Nordic curl. Narrow grip bench versus pin press. I'm narrow grip bench.
Narrow
Narrow
grip
grip
bench.
bench.
Easy.
Lat pull down versus seated row.
For what though?
You can create the context.
If you could only do one for the rest of your life and had to eliminate the other, let's do that.
Lat pull down.
Yeah, I'm gonna lat pull down.
Because seated rows suck.
Oh.
Don't you reckon? Can't really load them because you...
Okay, lat pull down. Yeah.
This is gonna sound real dumb, but I feel like I'm getting bigger when I do lat pull downs.
No, I agree. I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the feeling of doing a lat pull down, you're like, I'm growing. That's what it feels like to me.
I'm growing.
No matter how real or not real it is, that's what it feels like.
Well, because the only intention I have when I do a seated cable row is for my shoulders.
Yeah.
So I don't actually think about, so it's just a boring exercise to me. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Thank you, Gus.
Thanks,
Gus.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the ZeroW Podcast. If you want more information, head to our Instagram, @zero_weakness. Hit the link in the bio for all of our services and any information on upcoming workshops and events. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review so we can have a broader reach and answer more people's questions. Thank you once more.